Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WWE Fastlane 2016 review video. My overall thoughts on the show was actually, it wasn't too bad. If you can believe that shit. I was highly entertained by this show. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. There we go. But yeah, I was highly entertained by this event. I couldn't believe how entertaining it really was. Scratching my head going, why hasn't this show been like this on a weekly basis for Monday Night Raw? I mean, I'm not expecting it to be hour after hour like this, but just entertaining for majority of the show. You know, you have your breaks here and there where it's kind of just, you go off, you do your own thing, go have a bathroom break, something to eat, whatever, or just have something to drink or what have you, and that's it. But most of the time, you're being entertaining, you're enjoying yourself. That's what this show presented to me tonight. It presented me entertainment, it presented me enjoyment, and I loved what I was watching. The first match of the card was for the pre-show, which I don't watch the pre-show. Just let anyone know that this is the first time you're watching any of my videos. I do not watch the pre-show. I only watch the main card, but since the pre-show had a major title match involved, it was a U.S. title, 2 out of 3 falls, which I do not understand why this was not on the main card. It could have been in the last hour. They could have had that time filled up with all the other bullshit that was going on before the main event. The only thing that was worthy during that portion leading into the main event was in the last hour was the Peep Show. That was pretty entertaining, but I'll get into that once we get there. But yeah, Kalisto thankfully retains his U.S. title against Del Rio. Del Rio did something really stupid. He got himself disqualified on the first fall, so Kalisto got a win off of that. Then he also won the final fall, Kalisto, to pick up the victory and be the winner 2-1 against Del Rio. So, match overall, just based on some of the highlights, it was pretty entertaining and it was okay. But nothing, extraordinary came out of this, but it was something I expected. Most of these matches, actually, the end results were pretty expected, the way they were being put together. Next thing on the card, the first match on the main card was Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. And by the way, as a side note, guys, this card, I have to say, was booked the proper way. Very intelligent how they booked this. I don't know why they haven't been able to do this in the past, leading up to now, but this event was booked the proper way. It was done right. It was done the way we want, the way we should see it. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks defeated Team Bad, Naomi and Tamina, by submission. Both of them actually tapped out to each one of their submission holds. So, not a bad match. I mean, it wasn't great, but I would give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Not bad action occurred in this match, but it wasn't nothing that really stood out to me a lot, but it was still, somewhat entertaining. Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Good match. Granted, these guys have faced each other 5,000 fucking times already, so it does get annoying after a while, but because this match was on a pay-per-view type level, and it was for the Intercontinental Championship, and on top of that, no, cheating was involved. Kevin Owens won decisively, clean cut. I loved how they do Kevin Owens. I like his matches because they always have an ending. There's no screw job involved. There's no Mickey Mouse bullcrap going on. No shenanigans, nothing. It's just Kevin Owens being Kevin Owens, fighting to win his match. I like the way they put him on the show. And he definitely did well against Dolph Ziggler. So did Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was excellent. Both of these men did an outstanding job. But at the end of the day, what does this do for Dolph Ziggler? It did a lot for Kevin Owens, but Dolph Ziggler's still trapped in the mid-card hell. He doesn't look like he's being elevated to anything, and he's having good matches. I don't understand this. I never will. I feel sorry for Dolph Ziggler, but, you know, he just isn't going anywhere within the company. The company don't seem to do anything with him, but he puts on great shows. So I don't understand why they don't reward him with a promotion within the company. Move him up a ladder or something, in his status with WWE. Like, give him a fucking push or something. Do something with the poor son of a bitch. He's busting his ass, put on good shows, and he's getting nothing back for his work. I think that's sad. Oh god. Next match, and this match with Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler for the IC title, I definitely give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So good match, not bad. Big Show, Kane and Ryback versus the Wyatt family. I don't understand what the fuck this was. I don't know why they'd have Ryback defeat the Wyatt family. I would think that the Wyatts were supposed to win this match to look strong, but unfortunately, they decided to fuck the Wyatt family up the ass. For this reason, I have no idea. It makes absolutely no fucking sense, and it's pointless. This does not leave Bray Wyatt looking all that great against Brock Lesnar if that's what they're going for. From the looks of things, I don't think they're going for Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I think those plans are nixed. I think there's something else in store for Bray Wyatt, and I think he might be doing something else. Or they might have not nixed it, but they might just have pushed it off because, for whatever reason, they wanted Ryback, Big Show, and Kane to win this match, and having Bray Wyatt come in and attack Brock Lesnar wouldn't have benefited Bray Wyatt much of it at all, I guess. I don't know. I'm a bit confused on this whole situation and what they're going for with this. But as stated in my prediction video, the match was going to suck, and it did. This match was absolutely boring, and it was 10 minutes long. And I don't see what the fuck Vince McMahon sees in Braun Strowman. Really. I mean, I don't get the point and reasoning behind this guy. I don't understand. I think this is fucking idiotic with this guy. Braun Strowman showed me nothing in this match. He did nothing to entertain me. And he's fucking worse than Roman Reigns. And that's saying a lot because Roman Reigns doesn't have a whole lot of variety of moves in his wrestling techniques. But still, I mean, at least Roman Reigns can put on somewhat of a show with people. This guy, Braun Strowman, you could put him up against the greatest fucking wrestler in the world like Kurt Angle and you'd still get a shitty fucking match. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just find this utterly fucking ridiculous, and for them to say that they want to give this guy a push, this was their moment right here to show off Braun Strowman's skills. They even had that opportunity Monday night against Big Show when they placed him in a main event. I mean, if you're going to put Braun Strowman in the main event, show off his skills, the so-called skills that Vince McMahon says he has, which I think is a crock of shit. So I wasn't impressed by this match whatsoever. Complete dud. I don't even give it any stars. It was crap. Charlotte versus Brie Bella for the Divas Championship. I almost said the Intercontinental title. Pretty fucking dumb. Divas title. This match, my god. This was a match that I thought was going to be absolute garbage, and it turned out to be a 180. Unbelievable fucking match. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, that's saying a lot. Maybe I'm just saying that because it's the first time of ever watching it. Probably after a couple of times of watching it, I might get bored of it. But I have to say, for a match like this was awesome. Brie Bella displayed her best wrestling work of all time. She worked very well with Charlotte. And I was highly entertained by this. Brie Bella sold me on a lot of stuff that was going on in that ring, whether it was real or not, with her injury, with her knee. she really looked good. Really, she was fucking awesome. And Charlotte was, as usual, doing her thing and was good in that match with her. So both congratulations to both of these ladies for this good match. It was highly entertained. I don't think I've been entertained by any kind of match like this since Trish Stratus and Lita in 2005's Monday Night Raw Divas title match. Or I should say women's title match back in the day. But yeah, that's the last time I've ever been entertained by a women's title match. And this match definitely held up to that level. I mean, granted, the memorable moment of Lita leaping out of the ring trying to attack Trish Stratus and landing on her neck and almost breaking it just for the sake of being called the women's champion was just fucking unbelievable. Now, granted, we didn't see that in this match, but still, we saw some good technical wrestling. I love that chain move that Brie did. She put her in the yes lock, put Charlotte in the yes lock, and then Brie felt like she was losing hold of her, so she flipped over, got to her leg, and put her in a half Boston Crab. Thought that was absolutely excellent the way she performed that too. It didn't look botched up or anything. The only thing she messed up on was her leg was kind of rolled up instead of her standing on her other leg, which was her injured leg. I think that was part of what she was supposed to do for that portion of the match, so I don't think she really botched it. It was meant to be that way. That way, Charlotte could have an advantage of getting the win in that figure 8 submission hold, which she won by. In this match, again, as I said, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Outstanding match. AJ Styles, Chris Jericho. Another good match. AJ Styles picks up the victory over Chris Jericho, making their series 2-1. 50-50 booking, but like I've mentioned in the past on my videos, 50-50 booking can work in some situations, and this is one of them. The only issue is, I think this time they need to face each other at WrestleMania 32, and not have any more matches until then. I think they need to do a month build-up for their 4th match, and AJ Styles walks away victorious. Chris Jericho turns to a heel within those weeks leading up to WrestleMania, and that's it. This match, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely was very pleased with how this whole match was performed. It had its low points, but it's okay. I definitely don't have problems with that. Sometimes it's better to make it slow, that way you prevent injuries from happening. A couple of times I thought AJ Styles was going to get injured, in which case thankfully he didn't, or at least didn't look injured. Next after that, we had a good segment with New Day and Edge and Christian. This was getting into the last hour. And the League of Nations. Now, this segment was funny. I won't deny that. I was entertained by it. And it was worth the few minutes that it was there. And I understand what they were doing. They were promoting their TV show that comes on right now, since after the pay-per-view is over. And go ahead and promote that, give a little bit of laughs and entertainment for the audience for a small break in between the AJ Styles and main event match for the number 1 contendership. But the League of Nations thrown in there was very confusing. I didn't understand the purpose of them being thrown in there. Outside, it was funny, like I just mentioned. But there was no rhyme or reason. There was no build-up for nothing. Personally, in that kind of situation, I would have thought they would have gone ahead and taken the opportunity to build a tag team titles match leading into WrestleMania. I think that would have been a better idea. I mean, granted, it was entertaining, but it wasn't. There was no. It was wasted. It was a wasted opportunity. For example, I mentioned this with with Wrestling Fan 99 about them doing a fatal four-way ladder match for the tag team titles with the New Day, Dudley Boys, Usos, and Enzo and Cass. I think that would be a great match, especially to slip in the new tag team partners into the mix of the main roster. I think that would be a great start for them. A good debut match for a pay-per-view or something like that. Have the Dudley Boys win the tag titles in a ladder match, and they could have, thrown the Dudley Boys into this promo. Go ahead and start a challenge for the tag team titles. And put a ladder match, and they even mentioned that in this promo too. Like, we had our first tag team match in a ladder match and everything, and I believe that was at No Mercy '99, which I have on VHS. And it was a great match and all, but they took that opportunity and blew it. They didn't really take the chance of giving the audience something that I think a lot of people would have enjoyed hearing. Granted, they wouldn't have gotten laughs out of it. It would have been a more serious moment, and I think that's what they should have went with. Not a comedic act where people could laugh their asses off, but go holy shit kind of moment, where they could get something to look forward to for WrestleMania in the tag team division. And they kind of blew that in my opinion, but regardless of all that, as I said, that segment was funny and entertaining. But again, it's a wasted opportunity for a great way to promote the tag team division for WrestleMania. Following that, we had a impromptu match with Curtis Axel and fucking R-Truth. And Curtis Axel picked up the victory against R-Truth thanks to Goldust's interference mistake. Was trying to help R-Truth have an even playing field against Curtis Axel, and he fucked that up. Now, someone please tell me, is this Monday Night Raw or is this fucking WWE Fastlane 2016? Now, granted, I was talking to my friend Matt, who I work with the Random Wrestling Talk show. If you guys haven't watched any of those, please catch them out on my channel. You'll definitely enjoy watching them. They're kind of long, but you could skip through some of it, get to hear some other things or what have you. But they're very entertaining, and I have a lot of fun doing them with John from Wrestling Fan 99 and Matthew as well. But with all that said and done, about promoting my TV show with these two guys, Matthew goes ahead and he says to me, text me, he says, well, they're just doing that to, cool the audience down, give them time to calm down and everything for the main event. Now, I understand that, but here's the thing. Don't put a bunch of fucking dipshits like the Social Outcast and R-Truth on there. Give us, like, a backstage interview with Brock Lesnar, a backstage segment with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose leading into the main event. I mean, the match was only 2 minutes and 23 seconds long, so I mean, you could have given us like a 5-minute point from between Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and then a backstage interview with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And Brock Lesnar, shoots his mouth off and states his opinions going into the main event. I think that would have been a better idea than wasting our time with this fucking shitty-ass match. But, getting into the main event, and then I'll be able to close this video because I gotta be up early in the morning for my job. We go ahead and we have the main event. This main event was pretty good. I can't deny that. My only issue with it is the winner. Roman Reigns, of course, wins as I predicted. Thankfully, there was no Bray Wyatt interfering in this match, screwing Brock Lesnar over like many people were thinking was going to happen. That was a bit surprising. Brock Lesnar actually was getting dumped all over the place and was getting his ass kicked, as well as kicking both of their asses, and I'd take both of them to kick his. So it was very believable. The only bad thing was Dean Ambrose beating the shit out of both of them with the chair. Brock Lesnar rolled out. Dean Ambrose was paying too much attention to Brock Lesnar rolling out of the ring. Turns around, gets speared, and gets pinned 1, 2, 3. That ending sucked, I think. I think that ending was kind of crappy. They should have had Dean Ambrose kick out of that and kept the match going a little bit further. But that match, I definitely give it a 4 out of 5 stars because it was entertaining. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed every moment of that match. I didn't like, it just felt so, it didn't feel right the way they ended it. But, I guess they couldn't come up with any creative way of ending it in a clever fashion. So they just went with that. And that's fine. They gave us overall a very good show. I can't bitch and complain about this. This was definitely well worth my time. And I wish they'd make the Monday Night Raws like that too. At least give us 2 hours of good, solid programming out of 3. But whatever. At this point in time, leave your comments and opinions down below. I'd definitely get back to you on them, as always. And love to hear from you guys. Give me your comments and opinions about this pay-per-view. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to lay it to smacketh down on that candy-ass subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys.